und herzlich willkommen zurück auf meinem Kanal. Today, I want us to learn something very important. I mentioned that in German, the different nouns have a gender. They can either be masculine, feminine, or neutral. The first gender is masculine. Any noun which is masculine takes the definite article der. And for example, you'll say der Mann. Der Mann is the man. Der Hund, the dog. Der Tisch, the table. And so on and so forth. So you learn every noun with the article. Very important. That is a masculine. They take the article der. And then we have the feminine. The definite article is die. Any noun that is categorized as feminine is going to take the definite article die. And so we have die Frau, the woman, die Frau. Or we have something like die Lampe, the lamp, die Lampe. And then we have the neuter, which is neutral. The definite article goes with every noun that is neuter. For example, das Haus, the house is neutral. Das Handy, the mobile phone, das Handy, that is also neutral. So we have three main definite articles in German which are very important. They go with different kinds of nouns. And the first one we've said is the masculine, which takes the der form. Or the feminine noun, they take the die article, die. And all the neutral nouns take the definite article das. Okay? That is clear up to that point. Let's talk about the indefinite articles. There are two types of indefinite article. It's either ein or eine. So all the masculine noun, the indefinite article is ein. We have said der Vater or der Hund. So if you want to say a father, you say ein Vater. If you want to say a dog, you say ein Hund. For the feminine, the indefinite article is eine. At the end, we have an e to show that this belongs to a feminine noun or noun. Now, if you want to say a lady or a woman, then you say eine Frau. Eine Frau. A cat is called eine Katze. Eine Katze. Die Katze, a cat. Now, the neuter indefinite article is like the masculine article, which is ein. If you want to talk about a phone, then the indefinite article is going to be ein Handy. Ein Handy. That is what you need to know about the definite articles and the indefinite articles. Now, what about the plural? The plural take only one type of definite article, and that is die. Alright? So whether a noun is masculine, feminine, or neuter, in the plural case, they are all going to be die. For example, in masculine, we talked about der Mann, the man. How do you say the men? You say die Männer. The plural for man is Männer. Alright? So die Männer. Then in the feminine, we talked about die Frau, the woman. Or if you want to say the women, you say die Frauen. Die Frauen, the plural for Frau is Frauen. Woman, women. Frau, Frauen. Alright? Frau can also mean a lady. Ladies. Die Frau, die Frauen. Alright? In the neuter case, the plural is going to be die also. For example, we have das Buch, the book. So in plural, we say die Bücher, the books. Die Bücher. Okay? Or das Kind, a child. Then you want to talk about children, you say die Kinder. Die Kinder. So you learn the singular and the plural of the different nouns that you will be learning. And so that is the plural. And that is very, very easy. It takes die. So is there a pattern that I can use to understand either this word is masculine, feminine, or neuter? Yes and no. Why? Because some words will follow the pattern that you think is for a particular gender, but they fall on a different kind of gender. So there is a pattern. Yes, let's give it a try. Mostly it's not going to be 100%, but it's going to help you a lot in trying to make a correct guess. Masculine, we say they take there. Now, which words will take the there? Most male people are going to take there, and most male animals, right? Their father, the father. The first rule is very clear. Most male people and most male animals are going to take there. Rule number 2, all the days of the week, the months of the year, the different seasons, and the cardinal points of the compass, they are all masculine. The third rule concerns the weather. You talk about the rain, the wind. These ones, they are also masculine. You say they are regen, that's the rain. They are regen, the rain. And you talk about the wind, they are wind, they are wind. You see, and then words that end with el. For example, a bird is called vogel, vogel. So it's called der Vogel. If it ends with el, most probably it's going to be a masculine noun. Or if it ends with er, Vater, their Vater. Computer, their computer, er at the end. Yeah, that is going to be an indicator that this is most probably a masculine noun. Or if it ends with en at the end, en. For example, the garden, der Garten. The garden, very important. So en is also going to be an indicator. What about the feminine? Very easy. The first one, most people who are female, they are going to be considered feminine. Not all of them, by the way. That's why I say most of them, not all of them are going to be considered feminine. For example, girls. Girls are not considered feminine in German language. They are neutral. They use das. Das Mädchen. The girl. That's a surprise. Eine Überraschung. Very, very important to know that. So most feminine animals and people, they take die. We have talked about die Frau, die Mutter, the mother. The next rule for the feminine is very, very simple. You check on the suffix of the words. For example, an e, height, kite, shaft, ion, and tet. What about the neuter nomen? What pattern can we check here? Mostly, first of all, anything that is small is going to most probably take das. And then the next one is that whenever you take a verb and you want to make it a nomen, a noun, then that noun is definitely going to be a neuter. To make a verb a nomen, you capitalize the first letter. Very easy. So, for example, leben, to live, leben, to live. What about live? Live is called das Leben, Leben. So all these infinitive verbs, they can be made nomen and they take the article das. And then lastly, you can also check on the endings. There are 5 endings that can indicate that a noun is neuter. And the first one is schen. Okay, we've said das Mädchen, the girl. Okay, das Mädchen, schen, very important. The next one is line. If it ends with line, it shows it is small. So it is going to take das. Instrument, das Instrument. Okay, this ment is also going to indicate it is neuter. If it ends with okay, for example, studium, das Studium, studies. Is going also to indicate that it is a neuter. And then the last one is tum, right? Tum, neuter. For example, Eigentum. Eigentum is property. Das Eigentum. Yeah, all the properties, the wealth that you have, your cars, your houses, and so on and so forth, they are called Eigentum. All right? Yeah, das Eigentum. So these endings will help you greatly to understand the kind of gender that nomen belongs to. So you check the endings for both masculine, feminine, and neuter, and that is going to help you a lot. I hope you have gained a lot of information that can help you to understand different genders and also how to use in your daily conversation. So the main tip here is that whenever you are learning any new noun, learn it together with the article. So each noun you learn it together with the article and you try to memorize it. der Stuhl, yeah, the chair, die Jacke, jacket, die Jacke, and so on and so forth. So learn that together with the articles and it's going to help you a lot. At that point, let me say auf Wiedersehen und bis zum nächsten Mal.